I'd like you to imagine a time when you have read a book or watched a movie about an alien invasion. Based on my experiences, most of the time these stories are quite dramatic, as humankind tries to fight off aliens that are taking over the world. Often, these aliens have advantages that humans don't, and the only way to defeat the aliens is to find a weakness and exploit it. Although there might be far less drama involved, similar battles are occurring in plant communities all over the world. A plant that originates from another country is introduced into an ecosystem, and it grows and reproduces rapidly, outcompeting other plants and growing out of control. Much like aliens in movies have advantages over humans, these invasive alien plants have an advantage that native plants do not. There are no insects in the new environment that are specifically adapted to feeding on them. Let me take a step back and explain this. Native plants in their native environments are eaten by insects that are specifically adapted to overcoming that plant's natural defenses. When a plant is brought into a new environment through horticulture or even by accident, often these insects don't arrive with them, so they're free to spend their energy growing and reproducing without being hindered by herbivory. You end up with a situation where the environment is completely taken over, as you'll see in the top left picture here. Not only are the native plants in the invaded environment at risk, but these invasive plants can also degrade farmland, use valuable water resources, and even reduce recreational activity. These invasions can be fought using herbicides or by removing the plants manually, but these processes are expensive, damaging to the environment, and usually only work in the short term. Hence, it makes a lot more sense to introduce little soldiers to do the work for us. Insects from the native range of the alien plant that are specifically adapted to eating the plants. This forms the basis for my research, and it's called biological control. Although there are many invasive plants out there, my job is to target a plant that's newly invasive in South Africa, and it's called Nymphaea mexicana, or Mexican or yellow waterlily. This is an aquatic plant that originates from the United States and from Mexico, and is becoming increasingly problematic at water bodies throughout South Africa and also in other countries. To solve this problem, I'll need to import insects from the native range and test them to make sure that they don't eat any of our native plants. If I find that they're safe to use, they'll be deployed at invaded sites throughout the country to help native plants win the battle for their territory. Hopefully, in this version of Insects versus Aliens, there'll be a happy ending.